In the past, Newcastle in the north of England was portrayed as full of color prejudice. However, over years, it has become one of the friendly and multicultural cities in Britain. It's believed that out of its 300,000 people, 4% come from minority ethnics, the African community being one of them. That's their story about living in Newcastle.
Well, the name is Daniel Kovilati, originally from Gold Coast, now Ghana. So I came to Newcastle about 59 to do some boxing, and I fought for one Newcastle girl, and that was it. I got married and came and stayed here. Well, I can say we're welcome, but there's always one or two prejudices, like jobs and houses and that, you know. For instance, you go on the bus, you can sit by yourself and no white man will sit by you. They just walk past and go and sit at the back or sit by somebody white at the back. We had all the jobs, if I may say, the jobs which white people don't want. Hard, really hard, dirty work. And when you go to fundraise, you see most black people. Later on, the union came in. And when the union came in, they stopped employing the black people. There wasn't many blacks in Britain, full stop. I was the only black plasterer, by the way, in the Northeast. They used to send me to houses, posh houses. I've done about 4 or 5 judges' houses in Chesmont. They used to send me the houses where the wallpaper is £250 a roll. But as I said, they sent me to a posh house. I can hardly walk on the carpet. The carpet is that thick and that expensive, you know, and so I have to be careful, take my time. And then what I call the blue-eyes boys, they were white because I was the only black. They go in houses where there's nobody living in. Rough house, and they just can just splash the water and get on quick. Well, like everything, some welcomed us and some didn't. But there were no fights or anything like that. Although there was prejudice, I'm not going to tell lies.
My name's Sandra Davies, and I'm from Newcastle. I come from mixed parentage. My mum's Indian, my dad was from Sierra Leone. I was born here, and I've worked as a community worker and a support worker most of my adult life. The African community wasn't that big growing up in the 60s and stuff, you know. We lived in these tenement blocks called Noble Street Flats, which are not there anymore. My dad was always polite with people, yeah. He didn't want us to be bad. On the other hand, he was saying, you see these people, you don't trust them, you know, because they'll stab you in the back and stuff like that. They were brought up with that mentality, you know. They were mostly frightened sometimes, having black family living on the land. You did get a lot of racism, but like it was just part of life, I think. Some of the stories when my dad used to say, like, people used to ask him if he had a tail in the back of his spine and that, like, you know, like, because he was a monkey and stuff like that. That was quite funny. When I was about 16, my sister Martin, she met up with a guy called Thomas, and he sent a postcard to my sister. It was a postcard with a built-up area of Lagos in Nigeria. I thought, that can't be Africa, you know, it looks like America, because what I had, the education at school was, you know, like, I think it was geography, that, you know, like there was these Masai Mara women jumping up and down, had loads of things on their necks and that, like, you know, like, so that's how I knew Africa is.
My name is Gabi Kitoko. I'm from Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC in short. I came in United Kingdom April 2000. I have to come to claim asylum because of a fear persecution from my country. And I didn't know anything about Newcastle. I felt that I was completely lost and isolated. It looks strange to me. It's like you just wake up in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you can walk a day without seeing an African on the street. Everyone was watching you. No one could approach you. No one could speak to you. Before I came to realize that English people are reserved people. They don't say hello to people until they know you. At the moment, I think we are more than 2,000 now. It's mixed. The Angolan, the Zimbabwean, Congolese, Eritrean, Somalian, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, to be integrated, to be accepted as a part of the community, both in terms of economic and the social life, and that's the challenge. But when he got opportunity to integrate to the area, he will contribute. I mean, I'm proud for my little contribution for this community organization, African Community Advice Office, ACAN in short, was established in June 2001. I didn't speak English myself, and I had a friend like me. It was difficult even to understand where to go to seek support. From that need, we said we should set up an organization which will support the integration of Africans. That is our mission. I think with globalization, we are all citizens of the world. We have, if it happens, we are here. We have to be accepted like now part of this society.
My name is Eva Lukofo. I came from Africa. I was born in Angola, grew up in Congo. I came in 2002, where I seek Islam. I'm a senior pastor of CMW, Christ Mission in the World. 10 years ago, Newcastle was quite funny. I mean, according to people, when we came, people was very racist against black people, like as we are. People used to have a serious problem, immigration problem in this country. I saw how people were, just leaving Newcastle to go down to Manchester, Birmingham and London, just because they were experiencing some racism at that time. As a pastor, the first challenge was the language, English. I was like a stupid. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't speak to people. I couldn't express myself. And after that, I didn't know where to go to preach the word of God. I couldn't speak any English. And I know that I couldn't go outside like this and start to preach the word of God in French or in my local language. But 10 years after, we just noticed that a lot of things have been changed, a lot of improvement. We can see now people, we're living together. We can share things together, we can work in together. We are living in the community cohesion at the moment. We have tried to have different organizations which are working in connection with the local people in terms of helping the African people to have a voice, to express themselves. We just noticed that those people who maybe were not prepared to receive foreign people at that time, they begin, to get used to African people.
As I said, to me, I think it's improving, although there's a little bit still, but it's improving. I got some friends in Walker now, where they're living, kids throwing stones at them. It's getting better.
I just don't think that it's going to get better than it is, really. It's the same old, with the recession and stuff like that, and the war. It makes it worse for a lot of people, a lot of African people, to get jobs and to be part of a community.
There is a big improvement. Newcastle has got a diversity at the moment. People need to get that knowledge, understanding of how things operate here for them. As long people are discriminated, as long as people are put away, less they contribute to the society. But if you give them chance to learn, to understand, they may have a little to contribute.
I see the future of African people very big in this country. We are growing up. We have a lot of children, community center, shops, a lot of things. Why not the company? Why not schools? Why not hospitals? We can now feel home. We are living in Newcastle. We are African. We are not European. We are not white people. We are black people. We have our culture. We have our languages, and we have to keep them. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Thank you very much.